Hey guys, welcome back to the main man's channel. So today's video, we are talking. It's a little bit different from what we are accustomed to doing. It's one that I kind of was dreading on making, but it was one that was probably a must. If you guys watch My Hero Academia unboxing, which I unboxed the new McFarlane Endeavor and Togata. If you guys haven't watched it, highly suggest going back and watch that one. Support that video as well. I put a lot of effort into every video I do. I put a lot of effort, hard blood, sweat, and tears into these videos. So I appreciate everyone who does watch my videos and like or comment down below. I appreciate everyone who does that. But anyways, here's a video that I've been dreading on doing. Normally I try to stay away from these type of videos, but I'm being real with you, they really do really well on my channel. Every time I make an address video, whether it's my old Target rants I would do, UPS or Target or FedEx rants I would do, or it's the Funko Pop videos I would do. I had a lot of those, but this video right here is a must because it is a action figures that I collect on I want to say regular basis, but it's action figures that I collect that really dominated on my channel is McFarlane Toys. So I had to do this video really addressing them, or just me just pointing out a few things that I do find some issues with some of his figures. Now the reason why I'm doing this is, well, because I collect most of his lines, and I'm doing this not because I want to be negative towards the line. I mean, you could just read the comments and it's just you could see people being negative as it is towards his brand. But it's just more of it's a toy line that or toy company that I absolutely love. Absolutely love McFarlane toys in general. His comics, I love his just him in general. I mean, huge, gigantic fan of McFarlane. I loved Spawn growing up, and I just love his whole art design that McFarlane used to do in his comics. That still does actually. Um, but it's one with his newer lines that, yes, it's come down to it to where I have to address a few issues. I marked down a few of them that I have been having issues, or people have issues in general with some of his lines. I marked down some points that I do think that McFarlane needs to be better at. And if he or if one of his people or somebody watches this, and maybe if they start to like notice not just this video or whatever, but people commenting if they do read. I remember watching somebody's video and somebody mentioning that they do read the comments. I do remember him having a conversation with one of his people. I believe I was watching Unparalleled Universe's live stream he did with I forgot who the guy was that was in his video or his live stream, but he works with McFarlane, and I do remember Parallel. I remember him telling him some issues that he had with him, and how Todd does read the comments, and sometimes Todd himself just don't listen to feedback as much. But I really do think he should listen to some of the feedback because it's really, really major. So, a few problems and issues I do have with some of his action figures, and this is just me speaking from experience. It's just me giving my personal thoughts as well. The biggest one for me is face sculpts and head sculpts. I'm gonna be real with you. As far as I know, McFarlane makes some of the most dopest figures. But when he takes off that mask, or whichever character take off that mask, it does not look that good. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Most of you guys see it. Most of his unmasked figures is, Batman, really, the Batman head sculpt is really shows that McFarlane does struggles with some of his face sculpts. I mean, that is a huge one in my opinion. Some of his Witcher figures, it's a franchise that I absolutely love. But let's be honest, every time he does Henry Cavill, he can't nail it. But he's not the only company that struggles with Henry Cavill. I feel like a lot of companies struggle with him. Ben Affleck was a huge one, as well. Peacemaker was definitely one that I think Peacemaker was the one that put a lot of people on notice about how bad the head sculpt was. So there was that. And speaking of the head in general, let's talk about the side eye issues that a lot of his characters been having. You guys see it on this channel most of the time. I'm always call it out how most of these characters are having side eyes. It's really a big major issue of his recent figures. Um, Especially, I don't remember his older figures having problems with the side eye thing, but what McFarlane needs to understand is that most us collectors in general, most people like me put them in one pose, stick them in on the shelf or whatever, and then that's it, right? But a lot of people like to take photos. A lot of people, are messing around with the constantly moving their collection around. And be honest with you, having side eyes kind of messes that up, especially when people are taking pictures, because that means they limit that figure in one pose, because you had to have that figure looking in one direction instead of having that figure whichever way you want. So if McFarlane could go back to switching back to normal, how his just have the figure. I don't understand why he doesn't have the figure just looking straight ahead. Like that shouldn't be an issue right there. Accessories to me is a huge one. We are starting to see some things that just doesn't make sense. Um, we're starting. I mean, McFarlane always had that issue with. You guys see my. If you guys watched that My Hero Academia video, you guys know that I was making fun of the Endeavor and Muriel having trigger finger hands. Those things doesn't make sense. I mean, I know those are really accessories, but they do come with like extra hands or whatever. It's a huge one, and you know, I feel like if McFarlane wants to bump up the price a little bit on his action figures, but to give us more accessories in those packages, whether it's extra head sculpts so he could nail some of the head sculpts, whether it's extra like weapons or whatever that makes sense. I know DC is having a huge problem with gun accessories, but it's not just DC in these lines that are having issues with some of these accessories. It's all of his lines really, as well. That is probably the huge one. Please, Todd, please, if you're listening, please get rid. I know he's not listening, but please get rid of those stupid gun hands. I don't know, understand. He was good for a few figures, and then he went back to it. If the character doesn't make sense of having gun hands, there should be no reason why anime figures have gun hands or trigger finger hands, I should say. No, there should be no reason at all. Like seriously, unless that character's in Fortnite, that's the only way it makes sense. If not, please do not put. There's not too many anime characters are in Fortnite. I believe Naruto might be the only one. Oh no, Attack on Titan is another one. But please get rid of the stupid trigger finger hands. Oh my god. So much of that. Then another issue we're having is reuse. A lot of reuse, as well as I kind of put this the same characters being made. So it's kind of like in both. We're seeing a lot of characters with the same mold. Some mold that it really isn't that good at all. I'm gonna be real with you. And then we're getting so much of the same figures. So that is like the Batman's. That is like the Wonder Woman's. That is the Superman's. There is the Joker's. Like I'm be real with you, man. I mean, as a guy who absolutely loved Batman, Batman is one of my favorite DC characters. You guys see the Hot Toys in the background. Like, I love Batman. You know, like, Batman is my favorite DC character of all time. But I'll be real with you, I'm sick of the Batmans. Please, Todd, for the love of God, get rid of the Batmans. Please. Jesus Christ. But anyways, so there's that. Also, please stop making Wonder Woman's. There are so many DC characters you could completely dive into. Please make other ones. Please give us the lanterns. I don't understand how you could. And then when you make the lanterns, how you gonna give us another John Stewart? You already made two. Like, come on. Make the other lanterns. Come on, bro. It's not really that hard. It's not. Jesus Christ. But anyways, another one I do see is the false advertisement on the packaging. As you guys see, um, here's the, well, obviously, you know, because I have the Mirio unpackaged. But here is one with Mirio smiling like he comes in the action figure, right? He's smiling, he's happy, yay. Look at the back of this thing. Where's this? Where's this head? How you gonna post a picture with him being mad and you don't give us that head? I would absolutely pose this Mirio with this unmasked head instead of that smiling head. Because that unmasked head looks 10 times better than the smiling Mirio that we got. Jesus Christ. Like that, okay, like if you're gonna post that, at least give us the extra damn head. Like, that just tells me that possibly in the future we're gonna get another Mirio figure. Um, that one looks like the cape could flow off. This cape can't even flow off. False advertisement right there. Look at this. Come on, what is this? And then on top of that, I mentioned earlier articulation. Actually, did I mention articulation? I should have, because articulation is the biggest one from all of them. Oh my God. I have been having major issues, Mirio, recently, but let's not talk about that Bane figure that he made, because oh my God, articulation is really bad when it comes down to some of, don't get me wrong, there's some of them, but I feel like, why did Todd why does Todd care so much? I mean, I know it makes sense, right? Because that's his license. But those Spawn figures are absolutely amazing. And then when it comes down to the other lines that he makes, we have issues. I should mention on accessories as well. There are some figures that I have that the swords bend before you could even get it out of package. Look at this. This sword bends. There should be no reason why I have to constantly dip this in hot boiling water just to get it to stand up straight. It's not really that hard. Well, it might be hard. I don't know nothing about action figure um, manufacturing or whatever. But let's be real here, man. I mean, Todd got a lot of issues, that he needs to look at, and I feel like there needs to be someone there to tell him some of these things, and like, hopefully, if you guys spread this video around, hopefully he could possibly see this. But let's be real, that's not gonna happen. But if you guys be vocal about most of these things, most enough, and these are just my issues. I can imagine other people having other issues as well. Um, you know, so there's that. But I feel like if small minor changes could make these lines be so freaking amazing. But obviously, not every toy company is perfect. Every toy company has their issues as well. There's some that absolutely nail it. There's some that comes out with the worst figures from the best companies out there. But everybody has their off day. Let's be real. But let's be real, man. I mean, sometimes more company has more off days than good. I'm gonna be real with you on that. But anyways, those are my personal thoughts. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comment section down below. What you guys think about my thoughts in general. Do you guys agree, disagree? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please try your best to be um, or respectful, I should say. You know, but I like to hear valid criticism, whether it's from me, if you guys disagree with me on my thoughts about what I said, or you guys agree. I like to hear you guys' thoughts down below about what you guys think about McFarlane Toys in general. And like I said, the reason why I picked McFarlane is because his action figures are mainly dominant on this channel. It's possibly gonna be that way. I do dive into the Marvel Legends, Star Wars, Black Series, other video game lines as well, Dragon Ball Z, anime figures. But occasionally, if you look at any video on this channel, occasionally it is dominant by McFarlane Toys and his DC line. Because you guys know I'm a huge DC fanboy. I'll be real with you, but I like both. Yeah, I like both. Can't really say much about that. But anyways, guys, that is pretty much it. You guys have a wonderful, amazing day, and see you guys later.